Yes, sir.
Yo, man.
Sir.
Yeah,
Sorry, it's just long. Oh God, long week. I
not
mean,
about it.
it's yeah, but it's just a long week for me with work and stuff. So
Yeah,
really haven't had a chance to sleep.
yeah. My boy look tired. I
I was like super, super tired. Like,
get it, man.
I think this thing.
Talk to me. What been going on?
Um, I've been just I guess today I haven't really taken. I mean, this week I haven't really like taken a trade. Like I haven't really like how can I say that? Like I haven't really been focused on that. Like I've been but it was just like work, work, work this entire week.
Yeah,
Cause yeah, we had like I mean this week is I mean it started, yes, but I've been so focused. I've been like so focused on work, like I've been like just cut up. I mean, I just had to cut up. Even over the weekend, I had some work that I had to do.
hmm.
So, yeah, I can catch up with some work, but yeah. But I think today I was looking into how to actually set up my account, my live account,
Okay.
and how to actually add some money to it. But I was thinking like, is it a good idea to start with okay, so I wanted to ask, what's the difference between what you think like different right now, what's the difference between a prop firms and a live account? I know live account you don't have restrictions and stuff like that. And prop firm you have restrictions and stuff, but sometimes I've been seeing I know you've worked in the back end of it, so I'm like we only see the front end and we're like, okay, maybe I can get like a bigger account, bigger money, but I know it's not just the money.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, with a prop firm, man, it's like you say, it's a lot of stipulations, it's a lot of restrictions. It's for well, I would say it's like a glorified demo account. You know what I
Uh,
mean? Are you trading the live market? Not really. You're trading pretty much like a simulation, if that makes sense. Like, right, you're trading a simulated market, with a lot of stipulations, a lot of rules. So depending on who you go with, it's it
I mean,
can
right now at this point, I don't even see any. Everybody's just coming
yeah,
to
you know what I mean? A lot of people not taking US based clients right now anyway.
yeah,
The people that are, it's a whole lot of lot restrictions, risk restrictions, news restrictions, stuff like that. So, but essentially it's just for people that, don't actually have their own capital to trade and they're looking first to like pretty much test their skill and see if they can actually follow these rules. And once they test their skill and can follow these rules, then pretty much the prop firm is like, okay, we'll allot you, a simulation of, let's say, $50,000, right? And we're gonna, per day, we'll allot you $5,000 that you can lose.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
hold on. Hey, let me call you when I get off this one-on-one, man. All right. So yeah, they'll give you this $5,000 that it can allot you to lose, but
yeah.
so essentially you really only trading a $5,000 account. You know what I mean? Because you can't even feel the full flex of the $50,000,
Yes.
lot
Yeah.
size wise, and just being able to actually feel the flow of the market. You know what I mean? With that, like the fluctuation of it. So um, do I think it's suitable to trade props? Personally, at the stage that prop firms are in, I wouldn't say like it's a real necessity, especially at the skill level that you're at. You know what I mean? Like for people
Yeah.
that's
Maybe because I just feel like I'm just afraid. I think like I build up that fear in me. I
yeah,
think that's where I'm like just hitting the wall. I just feel like it's just but when I'm reading the book, I'm opening more then I feel like I'm doing a self-analysis on where I stand on my psychology.
okay,
But yeah, and which I feel like is just like that fear that I have in me that's telling me like, oh yeah, you're gonna put your real money in, maybe you're gonna panic, maybe I feel like because I got to that point where I lost like so much. So I'm like,
Right. And I have been there too, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've taken 7,000 7,000 losses, like
yeah,
$7,000 losses. I've taken like $15,000 losses. I've taken $25,000 losses. You know what I'm saying? Like I've taken some real L's too. You know what I'm saying? In the game that can really change somebody's lifestyle or be somebody's salary. You know what I mean? I've taken them kind of L's
yeah,
in the span of weeks, or months or stuff like that. So it's like it's part of the game that we're playing. You know what I mean? Like it's really a part of the game. And I just feel like, as you climb up that ladder, because of how much you're risking and go how your workflow begins to go through things technically and psychologically, it's I don't want to say it's bound to happen, but it's a all I can say is it's a part of the journey, like it's a part of the game, and it shouldn't scare you to where you don't want to put certain money in because the thing about it is especially once you build to get there. You know what I mean? Like not just
yep,
being like, okay, I got 25K, I'm about to just start the account with. But when you build $1,000 account to let's just say 20,000, 25,000, there's a certain workflow and you're gonna take certain losses along the way that shape you to when you actually get to that 20,000. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
then by that point, you'll actually understand um just how easy, it can be for you to lose that, or to be set back. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say and it's natural, you know what I mean? Like because after you take large L's like that, like you have to recoup, you have to do some deep psychology work,
yeah,
deep dive in inner work as well, just to even get back in the state to where you want to trade. You know what I'm saying? But once you understand the same way that you lost that money, you could have made, you
that
know what
money,
I mean? Exactly. Like it's just the possibilities of it and the fact that, everyday people are doing these things. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like it's something that's so far-fetched to where like, oh, I have to be a Warren Buffett type of guy to be able
yeah,
to make good profit and to make a living off of what I'm doing. And then the other thing, far as like putting things in perspective long term wise, um, is understanding like, okay, when I'm at the age of 40 and 45, wiser, in my decision making, wiser in how I go about things on the charts, I still see myself executing and doing the same thing, you know what I mean? And that's why like I love boxing, you know what I'm saying? Like I love boxing because the boxer mentality, like for instance, just finished watching the Javante Davis fight this last weekend. Um, you really get to understand the mindset of trading, boxing and just sports in general is so simultaneous when you doing it at a high level because it's just like, for instance, Javante Davis was saying, yeah, like, yeah, I'm undefeated. I'm 30-0, but at the same time, I'm putting my title on the line. I'm putting my record on the line every time I go out here and fight. And it's not so much that like soon as I get finished with this fight, yeah, I was just victorious. I just had a knockout, 30-0, but it's always going to be somebody else that says they can beat me. It's always going to be somebody else that says, oh, okay, um, they want me to fight or how I can continue my legacy. And it's the same thing with the trader mindset simultaneously because it's like, okay, yeah, I might, for instance, Monday, yesterday, yeah, I had a $500 day, but at the same time, people are gonna be like, okay, did you take the setup today? And today's Tuesday. Did you take a setup today? Or what's gonna happen his next trade? You know what I'm saying? Or like you always have to be in this mindset of I can't really celebrate too much because yeah, that was a great move I caught. Yeah, that's great profit in the day that I made on great risk to reward. because of my preparation for it. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, I have to repeat this process over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the fact that I've had the experiences of, taking 1K to 9K in a week. You know what I mean? I've had the experiences of being up 16K and then losing 4K on NFP. You know what I'm saying? Like I've had those battle tested moments, you know what I'm saying? And the only one person that can bring me out of that is me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you have to, I feel like, lean back on when it comes to like leaning on your sword is that like, yo, the only person who's gonna change this is me. And I'd rather be the person who um who is imperfect and tries than that person who thinks they're perfect or is
I know.
scared because they want perfection and never tries. You see what
That's true.
I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's the mindset more that I want you to think about and to dive into. And as my years are accumulating, through this trading journey, like I said, I'm just getting wiser. I'm getting more in tune with how I'm going about things on the charts and where I want to be. But like far as like fear, man, I'd rather you I'd rather you go be like I say, be imperfect in what you're doing and try your hand, even if it's with the lower lots. Even if it's like Vontae, man, I'm gonna go live with $1,000 account, $1,500 account, man. And I'm
Yeah.
in this whole month, bro, I'm just gonna do point zero ones, man, because for one, I don't want to psych myself out trying to make money too fast. Two, I want to build cushion on the account. And three, right now, I'm in no hurry to make the money, man. Like I just want to focus on taking good moves. I want to focus on getting my reputation down. I want to focus on my precision when it comes to my entries. I want to focus on having a good stop loss to entry ratio. You know what I mean? Like those type of things are the language and the mindset of a seasoned trader. You know what I mean? That um is coming from a real traumatizing experience before with the markets. You know what I mean? Because a lot of this stuff when it comes to money is traumatizing, but at the end of the day, hey, let me call you when I get off this one-on-one, okay? I just been getting that. I think the Wi-Fi is terrible. My Wi-Fi is terrible? No, mine. Okay, give me like 40 minutes. I'm gonna call you when I get off this one-on-one. I'm on my one-on-one right now. Okay. All right. Yeah, man. So it's like when it comes to that, bro, it's a traumatizing experience because like you said, we've lost this money, especially depending on your attachment to the money that was in the account. But at the end of the day, especially based on what you shared with me, your attachment with money and have you been able to accumulate money, right? It's just money. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's gonna
Yeah.
get made, you know what I mean? We're gonna take some L's along the way, but keeping that longer term vision, you know what I'm saying, of saying like, hey, how do I want things to be when I'm 40?
Yeah.
How do I want my life to look when I'm 45, when I'm 38, when you know what I mean? Like that, how do I want my trading, what do I want my trading to look like so that way I can start practicing those
Yeah.
habits now? And when you put it in perspective that way, it's like, bro, you're already ahead of the curve. You know what I'm saying? Like you're already ahead of the curve. Technically, you know what I'm saying? You're ahead of the curve, right? And everything else is aligned. So it's like all you have to do is really just be able to put the psychology together, which is like I said, I would rather you start things off with the live account, right? And just be like, hey man, like it's no pride when it comes to this game. You know what I mean? Because the pride is what's gonna take you out. You putting in $1,500 and feeling like, man, I got to do point zero 0.03s, or I just made a $500 trade. So my next trade, I'm gonna risk that whole 500 with a point zero 0.05. Like, no, man. Like, I just
Oh,
got
yeah.
cushion. Right. I just got some cushion that can actually pay for my next trade. And what
Yeah.
that's the mindset you want to go into things with is I want every trade that I have to build cushion for the next trade. I'm
Yeah.
not just thinking about this trade because this trade here is only one trade. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's only one trade, man. Like, and whether it's gonna take off and keep going, whether it's gonna pull back, right? And that's why I'd say so much, even through our text messages, that you have to have that aim, whether that aim is pip wise, whether it's profit wise, or whether it's TP wise. You have to have that aim so that way you can actually get from one part of the environment of the market to another part of the environment of the market. But where you actually start to see your skill come into place is when you've built up so much cushion that you can actually fluctuate now, right? Because when you're starting off the account, a lot of people don't understand the mindset even behind, or the psychology behind even starting off an account, which is okay, this first trade that I take needs to be the cushion maker, right? It needs to be that cushion. It needs to be that 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Risk reward. So that way I've built up this cushion, right? Now I don't even have to worry about my starting balance, right? Because I'm already playing with house money now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And now that I'm playing with house money, that next trade, so now my second trade, the mental workflow is okay, I'm not going to lose more than what I just made this first initial trade. Because from this point on, I want to be trading with nothing but house money. So if I just made 500, right? The next trade, I should only be risking at most $300, 250. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I want to gain another 250 to $500 so that way now I have $1,000 of equity, or somewhere between $750 worth of equity that can pay for that third trade. And then if that third trade I hit my real risk to reward, because now my psychology is intact. I'm playing with house money, so I'm more confident in the entries that I'm taking, right? Now I can see more fluctuation and be okay with how things are fluctuating, even if I don't go directly in a profit. And let's just say this third trade hits my 1 to 3, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm 15, and that one trade I just hit for $1,500 plus the 750 that I already had in equity. You know what I mean? Now my psychology, I'm in a way different space. Now it doesn't matter if I'm taking $500 or if I'm taking $200 a day. Now I can just flow with how I'm flowing and continue to build that cushion. But what
Yeah.
happens a lot of times is people will make that 1,500 or that 2,500, right? And then they'll be like, okay, now I'm gonna up my risk, right? And then that's a lot of times that's when they take that hit. And when they take that hit, now you
Yeah.
lost $1,000. You see what I'm saying? And now
Yeah.
your psychology is like, oh, now I need to get it back. Now I need to risk another 1,000 to get that 1,000 back. And what do you think happens then? They lose another 1,000, right? And the whole time you've only taken 5 trades.
Five trade. Yeah.
You took in 5 trades, man. You see what I'm saying? You taking 5 trades, and now guess what? You back at your starting balance, and now you have to risk your starting balance again.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
that's how you set your psychology up for how you're going about your trading and how you're going about your workflow and things, because it's not just a technical workflow that you have to go through, but it's a psychological workflow that you have to go through as well. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
And
actually, you
how
have
you're
to
managing it.
build up.
Say that again.
You have to build up.
You got to start off building the cushion, and that's all it is.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I just felt like I was at that point where, like you lost a lot of money and it just felt like, like you were kind of scared. You just like, you just kind of hit that wall. And sometimes like I can't see the trade. Trust me, I can analyze the trade. I'm there.
Oh, I
I,
know. I
I'm
know.
there. I can see, and I've been practicing on demo. I've been practicing on demo, been practicing on demo. And at some point I was like, yeah, I think good demo is good. It's good.
Yeah.
Like I'm good. I can see my entry. I can see my entry, but this is also things that I notice about myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have that tendency of actually holding trades.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have that tendency of always holding trades. Like I know this trade is gonna back on retrace. Like I know I can read the market differently there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like sometimes even when I look at Q's trade, he's taking the trade. I'm like, nah, this is the wrong. This is just a short move. This is
Mm-hmm.
just tracement. Like
Mm-hmm.
the real move is coming. People,
Mm-hmm.
my friend be like, how do you know about it's Q? He's thinking, I'm like, yeah, just believe me. This is just, I don't
Hmm.
know how to explain, but I just can tell like the market is coming to retest this area. Once he tests this, then this is the real move.
Right.
When he
Right.
does, he give it. And I'm like, oh shit, like, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when I feel like, damn, I'm like, I can't see that. Like, I can't see it, but I just,
But you have to
I,
be able to build yourself to being in the point of executing it.
yes,
But seeing it is one thing, knowing
yes,
it's going to happen is another thing. But being
yeah,
able to execute it, that puts
that's,
you at a whole different level. You see
yeah,
what I'm saying? And that's
yeah,
what also has to be a muscle that is built. You know,
yeah,
what I mean? Just like you had to train yourself at first, watching webinar after webinar after webinar, you had to train your eyes to see the move.
yeah,
But people don't talk about the next level is being able to train yourself to execute the move. So now you have to anticipate it before it happens and then be able to execute it at the right time and or
uh,
understand when is not the right time and be able to pull the move and wait for the right time.
yeah, that part right there. Yeah, that's what I need to help with, like especially like understanding when is the right time to actually to
Yeah.
where that entry needs to be,
Hmm.
and what do we need to wait, what do we need to see, what do we want to see. I know
Yeah.
it's like a time frame by time frame, like
Right. But
yeah,
even
what
that, bro, even that is cool. Like time frame by time frame, taking it, walking this down with your workflow and everything. But you're not gonna understand until you're on that live account executing it, bro. And that's why I say even if you take a full month of just doing point zero ones, what you're doing is you're practicing your execution. You're practicing understanding, okay, when yeah, because it's gonna be some positions where it's like, okay, yeah, I'm right in my direction. I'm right far as how the move is gonna play out, but it was the wrong time. I was 2 hours early, or
yeah,
I was a whole 4 hour candle early. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Whatever the case is. So it's like you won't know that, and that's the stuff that you can't teach. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You
yeah.
can't teach that. That's why a lot of times in those webinars, you'll hear him say, it depends.
It
You know what
depends.
I'm saying? Because and it's not and I know a lot of people probably take it like he's being lethargic or whatever the case is, but that's the realest shit he can tell you is that it depends because you can be right there at 9:30, you could be right there at 7 a.m., you could be right there at 10 a.m. and you thinking because you didn't seen the right bullish engulfing or bullish variation and it didn't hit the right support and you got the right confluence that it's supposed to push up. Like it has to push up. It's supposed to push up technically, but that might not be the right time. News might come and it might take you down a couple hundred pips, like you say, to do a liquidity grab and then
Yeah,
push all the way right in your direction in your favor. But you have to have the wherewithal, right? And the trained mindset to understand, like, okay, within these first 15 minutes or within the fluff room that I gave it, you know what I mean? Things aren't going my way right now. Doesn't mean that they're not going to go my way later.
yes,
You know what I mean? Because technically I'm sound, right? And sometimes things are going to happen in the market that we just don't know or don't have control over because things are happening like this, especially with indices and news events, right?
yeah,
So that's
yeah,
where you have to build that wherewithal to be like, okay, M5 just broke structure. Okay, it just broke support. Okay, it just made a lower high point on M5 now. All right, it didn't come back and fill this. Let me check M15. Okay, M15 is showing a big bearish candle, and I don't like the way that the sellers are coming into the market right now. Okay, let me go ahead and pull this trade. Okay, the market came and pushed down 45 pips. Okay, made support here. Okay, boom. Let me zoom back out to the 4 hour. 4 hour time frame is showing me a wick. Okay, boom. Zoom back in. Okay, now I'm starting to see bullish momentum coming to the market. Okay, now the market just broke a new high point. Okay, let me wait and see if it's going to retest on this lower time frame. Okay, it retested and made a double bottom on this lower time frame. Okay, now let me go back to my M15. M15 is showing me a bullish variation. Okay, boom. Let me wait for this to close. Okay, this closed. Okay, M5 just let me go down M5, get some more information. M5 just came down and on M15, that's a wick being made on M15, but on M5, right? It was a short pullback that made a higher low point, and now I'm starting to see bullish engulfings on M5. Last minute check on M1. Okay, I'm seeing nothing but bullish candles. Okay, boom, let me enter now. You see what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
that's how your workflow has to be, and that's just one scenario. That's just one case. You
My
know what
case.
I mean? that you have to be able to put the pieces together or put the Rubik's Cube together and be able to understand what's happening and why I need to go about things a certain way. So now, if I end up putting my stop loss at 100 pips now, and boom, okay, my stop loss gets hit. Okay, boom, that's two trades. I pulled the first one. Okay, second one, stop loss got hit. Okay, cool. Let me analyze a little bit more to make sure that this thing is going to keep going down. Okay, cool. It's going to keep going down. All right, boom. Like, that's just what it is for today. You know what I'm saying? My bias was just wrong for today then. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Versus somebody that's like, no, I have to be right. Like, no, technically it was supposed to be right. Now you end up revenge trading. Now you overexposing your account instead of being like, okay, the more mature trader, the turtle type of way of trading is going to be like, okay, let me let the market breathe for like the next 4 to 8 hours, and then see if we can get some type of retest. Let me see if the higher time frame shifts. Let me see what's really going on. If it's going sideways, is it a higher time frame move that's getting ready to push? Like, that's the turtle way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Versus in the emotional way, right?
Yeah. Because you have to be strategical. Like
Yeah,
you really have to have that strategy.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, you really have to be strategic,
yeah,
like not just jump into a market like that.
yeah.
Just you really, yeah, you really have to prepare yourself.
You
Yeah,
got to,
that's something I
bro.
really learned like the hard way, I would say, because I used to chase trade,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I stopped chasing trades.
Yeah,
Even
man.
today, yeah, even today, what I saw today, and I was like, I told my friend, he also trade US30. I was like, yeah, I'm not taking a trade today.
Yeah, I didn't take a trade today either, man. Like my one of my homies hit me up and said the same thing. He was like, "Yo, are you gonna take the trade, man?" Like, and I'm like, "Why? It's in the 23.6 range."
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like that's not the range for me to trade. Like, yeah, I could have probably caught like a good 200 pips or whatever the case is, but I'm like, why put myself through all of that headache where I have to keep checking the chart, keep checking the chart? See, like this
yeah,
move here, this is what I'm talking about. Like this move here is clear as day, right? We
yeah,
got the left shoulder here, we got the head here, we got the right inverted shoulder here. I have my
yeah,
exhaustion zone drawn out from previous exhausted areas all the way over here to the left that have been respected. One, two, right? If we go a time frame higher, right? All of this is still one big retrace, right?
yeah,
Right. And then all I'm waiting for really is for it to come back and respect my exhaustion zones. And as you can see here, I have my areas of my area of interest right in this
yeah,
zone.
yeah.
So it was nothing for me to wait for this to okay, it's coming down here. I know 9 times out of 10, price isn't going to stay here.
No.
It didn't. It was just news event, and then once news started coming back, boom. We're on lower time frames, right? And I already know I'm on the right shoulder, so all of this is just news and noise. But all I'm
Yeah.
waiting to see is price get out of my zone, and once price gets out of my zone, I'm executing on the top side of my exhaustion zone, and from there, we flowing with the market.
Wow. Yeah, that was like really, really like that entry. That
Yeah, like, and that's all it is waiting for on you, like you said, waiting on your areas, waiting on your type of setups. They're not always going to be A+ setups, but what did I have to know in order for me to understand that, right? I had to know that based on the daily time frame, right?
hmm hmm
Based on the daily
Oh,
time frame, we were already seeing a bunch of exhaustion in this area, right? We
yeah,
were already seeing a bunch of exhaustion from the daily, right? Weekly
yeah,
time frame, we're already still respecting that bullish type of structure, right? Like me and you had talked about, right?
yep,
Going down to the 4 hour time frame, right? It was an area of interest where this exhaustion here was already being respected and never broke, right?
yeah,
Like I had talked about, right? And then from there, on the 1 hour, I had to be able to recognize an inverted head and shoulders. So I had to recognize that, okay, the market made a shoulder here. Okay, the market broke here and made a lower low, right? On this time frame, but on the 4 hour time frame, we never really broke, right?
no,
It was
no,
respected. So I
was
had to understand
retest.
and respect the higher time frame. Then going down to my entry time frame, right? I understand that even here, right? We got that minor breaker resistance somewhere up in here, right? That
Yeah,
1-2 candle that happened here. We know went
yep,
up, made a higher high, right? Minor high
yep,
low point that was made here, right? Even
yep.
if
And
I
it's
extended this,
yeah, it has to come and
still
retest.
respected, right? Still
Yeah.
respected along the whole way, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm
Yeah.
just waiting. I'm just anticipating this next shoulder. That's all I'm doing. The shoulder that lines up with this one, right? And that's all I waited on. Market to come in here. I said 9 times out of 10, based on how the higher time frame, the weekly and the daily, it's a higher time frame move. That's why we've been getting so much sideways movement. It's gonna take some time. It's probably gonna wait on news, and I'm just gonna see if news is actually gonna stay, if the volatility is gonna stay within my exhaustion zone. Nope, it came and hit the bottom of it, but then as soon as it pulled up, boom, entry. Stop loss right at the bottom here where you see this line.
Yeah.
And then from there, boom, nice trade. You know what
Ooh.
I mean?
Yep.
Nice
I
trade.
actually, yeah. Yeah, we actually did have the same idea. Yeah, we took that trade as well. And I was like, yeah, I don't see a reason why to exit yet.
Yeah, you see what I mean? And it wasn't one. Honestly, it wasn't one. I just hit my daily target that I was hitting. And also remember that you have to practice exiting trades. That's the thing. Like you just said,
That's
like,
the
bro,
thing
sometimes
too.
I'm
Like,
holding and holding and holding, and then you
yeah, you don't want to hold it forever. Like you
fuck
want to,
no, fuck no.
yeah.
Because you think about all the stress that we go through analyzing.
No, that's what I'm saying, man. Like
Why would I
sometimes,
want to do that? Why would I want to see it go and profit
yeah,
400 pips and then just for it to come back and do this? And now I'm down here. I'm down here like, dang, man, my entry's here.
yeah.
And I
And
and
just
now I
like,
didn't only made what? 81 pips versus 376 pips. You see what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, I'm not about to give all of that back just
no,
for the sake to say, oh, I've been holding for two,
oh
3 hours, 5 hours. Like, no, bro. Sometimes
no,
it's gonna happen in one hour candle. Sometimes it's gonna take some time, but that's
yeah,
on you to be able to have the candlestick recognition, understand what time frame is it trending off of, right?
yeah,
For you to
yeah,
understand, like, okay, do I need to be actually be holding this, or do I need to let it be what it's gonna be?
yeah.
You
So
know what I
you
mean?
have to have those key levels like on the daily, or on the
Which
weekly.
ones?
When you go to the daily, let's say that green key, okay, go to the daily. Yeah. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Oh, okay, they were Phoebes. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. These my fibs. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, the green. Okay, yeah, that
Talking
green
about
line.
these?
No, the green one on the top. Yeah, that one.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's just off a resistance point that was being respected. I think that's 4 hour.
Yeah,
Might have been a
yeah,
4 hour.
yeah. I have that one too. I think.
Oh,
Man, it's just yeah, yeah. I think that execution is just the part that I really needed to really like execute and not hold those trade. Like
yeah,
just
man. Like, and that's why I say you gotta have that thing that you aiming at, man. Like, you got that thing that you aiming at. Like, okay, mine was $500 a day. You know what I mean? $500 a day, man. That's all I needed, and
yeah,
okay. You know what I mean? Based on the lot size I was using, that's what I'm saying, 250 pips. So it's like, bro, that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good with seeing that. Like, I'm not tripping on that at all. Especially, you know what I mean, going through this and analyzing all of this sideways movement to get this. Like, I'm cool with it. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
and then they give you like 50. I mean 23.
Yup. And now we in the 23.6 range. So it's like, imagine
3.6.
imagine you didn't call all that and then like you're just holding and stuff like, it's
Yeah,
like,
I mean, you
oh,
can put
that's
a trend line there. That's what I was doing earlier today. You can put a
mhm,
trend line there
mhm.
and take it off of the trend line, but it's a risky move. It's not
Yeah,
like
it's too risky. And that's why with me, it's like, nah, I'd rather, if it's gonna continue go to negative 27, okay, cool. It that's fine with me. Like, I don't have fear of missing out. So that's okay with me. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And that's what's good about when you close trades, you get more comfortable and more picky with the next trade. You know what
yes,
I'm saying? So no,
yeah,
now I'm waiting on my zones to hit. I'm waiting on either my 38.2 based off of what, the 1 hour,
yeah,
yeah, my 38.2 to get hit or my 61.8 to get hit. Once those get hit, I know that the market has made a valid higher low point at one of these areas and I can comfortably take a buy setup. But trying to take it here, like, this is too stressful. Oh, this is too stressful, man. Trying to analyze and like, no, you got to be on M5 to see the flows, and it's breaking here, coming back
yeah.
up,
It was
breaking
just
here. Like,
yeah.
no, I
We
don't want to
went
be sitting through all of this and scratching my head and trying to, like, no, I'd rather wait. And 9 times out of 10, it already went tap negative 27, nine times out of
Yeah.
10, it's gonna come to make some type of higher low point, official higher
Yep.
low point, and then
Yep.
we just execute then. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
Yep. Yep. Makes more sense. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for that area too. That's zone too. I
Yeah.
need to be savvy with my feebs and
Look at
everything.
that shit, man. That shit, come on, man. You don't
No, this is just yeah, it's just even when you go to the daily, it's just a bunch of yeah, a bunch of dodges. So
right. Your
I
last
feel like
daily candle, just
yeah, I feel like it
mm-hmm.
has to break that resistance area that it's respecting. Yeah, that
And it's
51.
a higher time frame move playing out. Like it's a this shit is playing out on, you know what I'm saying, like the weekly and stuff like that. Like you got the weekly candle, because you remember structure happens on every time frame. So
Right.
this
Yeah.
is weekly time frame build up for buyers coming back into the market and things like that. So you have to give this shit time. You know what I'm
Time
saying?
build
You
up.
have to
Yeah.
give it time, right?
Whew.
Especially when you seeing exhausted candles and dojis and stuff like that. Like those aren't the best days to trade
Oh no.
because
No.
volatility could go either way, just like it
Yeah.
was going when it was all of this, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you know what you're coming from. So it's like you'll rather wait and see something that's more valid and has more confluence behind it than trying to
Yeah.
take something risky and then all of a sudden sellers come into the market to give a real higher time frame retrace and now you down 200 pips at the blink of an eye. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that comes from experience though. That comes from you
yeah.
understanding what's possible, what could happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just having that patience factor. But the biggest thing that you have to be able to do, bro, is understand like, yo, I need to be taking profits. Like when I catch good moves, I need to be taking profits. You know what I'm saying? Like if I catch a good 200 pip move, a 1 to 2, a one to
Yeah.
three.
I would rather take a 200 profit than
Yeah.
take like none. Like, oh
200 pips, man, is a good trade on any chart. You got to think about, man, like on Forex pairs, bro, you would wish for a 200 pip day. You know what I'm saying? You get a 80 pip day, a 50 pip day, you happy. So to catch 200 pips on an indice that moves as fast as it does, bro,
yeah.
you're
So
good,
I
man.
think it's actually I mean it's yeah, I guess I can start with 1K and then manage the account to
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
get
and
it.
that's all it is. It's like, okay, I'm gonna have a 1K account. I'm gonna use point zero ones, and
Yo,
I'm gonna take it to 2,000. I'm gonna take it to 2,500. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And then once you got that goal, by that time you have to have certain habits along the way to keep profiting, bro. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. And just respecting that. Just follow my
Respecting your risk appetite, respecting how you're going about your workflow, and respecting your plan that you're setting a plan
plan.
for yourself and gonna execute it.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Sir. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I think for tomorrow I would like if we can practice more entry,
Yep,
how to
yep. We could do
enter.
that.
Yeah, for
We could
tomorrow
do that for
I
sure.
practice that.
I got
Uh,
you. Are you able to get access to those videos I sent?
Yeah, yeah, I received them, but I
Mhm.
haven't opened them yet. So I'm
Okay.
gonna try to open them now because I was at work all day and it was like in a I mean office network. So
Okay.
yeah, all the firewalls and everything. So
Yeah,
we
yeah,
use Gmails at work.
yeah. No, that's a
Yeah.
bet. That's a bet. So yeah, just let me know how you like the videos. Any notes
Yeah.
that you
I
get
actually
from
like the
them.
first one. That's why I requested more,
Okay,
man. Like,
okay. That's good. Yep. So then we can.
especially like if you have videos where you talk about entries and
Yep.
stuff, like
Yep.
because the more I watch them, the more I get to them, and like especially the one that we did last time where you
Yeah.
just break it down,
Hmm.
that got stuck into my head. So now
Yeah.
when I'm breaking it down, I'm like looking at that level, that first
Yeah.
height it's creating,
Yep.
and I'm like, this is my floor, and I can't let break this previous point here.
Yeah, man. And that's all I want, man, to keep bringing clarity to it and, just keep
Okay.
getting things going. So, yeah, we'll get things going tomorrow and,
Okay.
same time. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right, Brody.
All right. Peace.
All right. Peace.